Welcome back. A piece of Venice history is back on the Suncoast. A 1950s circus train car owned by Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey was purchased and moved back down to Venice just last week. But the train car is not quite ready for display. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley joins us now live from Venice with details on the restoration. Christopher.
Well, good evening, Haley. As you can see, this train car is not exactly in tip-top shape right now. It's really all rusting and falling apart, but not terribly long from now, we're told it'll be good as new. This 1953 Pullman train car may not look like much, but she's got a long history.
You would see these trains coming in and out and very much a part of the visible landscape.
Larry Humes first came to Venice in the 1960s. Back then, the circus was really the only thing to do.
We would wander in and out and watching the trapeze, Tito and his family practicing.
Ringling Brothers had a fleet of train cars to move their circus around the country. They purchased this car in the 1970s. It spent most of its time in Venice. In 1993, Ringling Brothers sold the car to the Railroad Museum near Tampa. Interestingly, if this train car had not been sold to the Railroad Museum, it likely would have been destroyed in 1994 in a train derailment that killed 2 circus performers. The car sat at the museum until last week, when the Venice Area Historical Society bought it with the intentions of returning it to its former glory.
Well, right now we're working on the roof. They've got vinyl on the roof now, and we want to put aluminum on it.
The car needs much more than just a new roof, as we saw while workers began scraping away the old paint. Bob Dills owns the company doing the work.
There's a lot of rust on it. We've got to get the rust off. We're going to paint it a silver metallic Ringling Brothers color.
Renovating will start shortly, but for now the rust is being removed. The car itself only cost $15,000, but restorations are going to cost over $200,000.
This is just one more opportunity to remember and celebrate what Venice was known for and what makes it special, its unique heritage.
And this train car will eventually be moved over to the train depot just a short distance from here, where it will be open to the public. Haley?
Now, Christopher, as you showed us, this train car is in pretty bad shape. So how long will this restoration take?
Certainly in bad shape. I showed you some of the rust earlier today. They were scraping off some of the rust from the bottom. They saw severe damage from that rust. Their expected completion date is December 2017, but they did tell us they won't really know until they start opening up the insides, for example, to see how bad that rust damage is.
Thank you, Christopher.
Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
We definitely look forward to seeing that. Well, you'll likely see a lot more state troopers out on the interstate and major highways over the New Year's weekend. The Florida Highway Patrol will be focusing on aggressive drivers and those who are impaired by drugs or alcohol. FHP is joining other law enforcement agencies, including the Sarasota Police Department, for the annual Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign. All troopers, including those typically assigned to administrative duties, will be patrolling over the next few days. With New Year's Eve falling on a Saturday, there will likely be more people than normal out on Florida roadways.
We're just asking that the adults celebrate responsibly and that, don't drive impaired. Find a designated driver.
Anyone who suspects that they see a drunk driver on the road, you can call STAR FHP so a trooper can be on the lookout for that car. And if you've had too much to drink this weekend, there are several safe ways to get home without driving. Do have a designated driver, that's one option. You can call a cab or take advantage of the tow-to-go service. Gold Coast Eagle Distributing and AAA are teaming up to offer free tows and free rides home Saturday night through Sunday at 6 p.m. You do not have to be a AAA member to use this free service. With only days before the start of 2017, now is a chance for many to reflect back on the year that was. Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we'll be looking back at the top 7 stories that made headlines here on the Suncoast. From the tornadoes that brought devastation early in the year to the incredible outpouring of support in the days following the worst shooting in U.S. history. We'll bring you our countdown of those stories that touched so many lives. I'll be joined by some of our reporters as they share the moments that stood out most to them in 2016. And 2016, speaking of, is expected to be the hottest year on record. That's according to an assessment by the World Meteorological, I can't say that right now. John will have to say it. Yeah, we got it. John got it. That would mean 16 of 17 hottest years on record have been this century. The other was 1998. The assessment says, according to preliminary data, 2016's global temperatures are about 1.2 degrees above pre-industrial levels. I've just had too much reading this week to be able to say some of those long words right now as we get close to Friday, John. So maybe the cool off will help me a little.
Just call it the WMO. That's what everybody else does. Something to think about. 73 degrees, the current air temperature. You know, we're looking at a fairly pleasant evening. And the first half of the night shouldn't be too bad. Second half of the night, though, big abrupt changes coming our way. West-southwest wind right now, pumping up that humidity, giving us a dew point value of 68. So it feels very sticky and humid out there. But we have a cold front headed our way. That cold front is going to do something. It's going to whip up those winds. Look at the wind gust forecast for through the evening and into tomorrow. Watch as those winds pick up with gusts exceeding perhaps 30 miles an hour. Not out of the question. Sustained winds near the coastline could be 20 or 25 knots. So some pretty fast moving winds. It's caused a series of advisories and statements to be issued for our especially coastal areas. We have a high surf advisory, we have a rip current advisory, we have a small craft advisory. So anything to do with wave action or water is going to be an issue over the next 24 hours. This evening, though, not too bad. 68 under partly cloudy skies. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. Now to the shocking news of the deaths of two Hollywood icons. Mother-daughter duo Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds dying just one day apart. ABC's Danya Backus takes a look back at their sometimes complicated relationship.
There was no denying
manic depressive.
Yes, she was born that way.
the close bond between Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher. Both were considered Hollywood icons, but it seems their most important roles were as mother and daughter.
I wanted to be like my mother. I worship my mother.
The inseparable duo dying just one day apart. Fisher died on Tuesday at 60, and nearly 24 hours later,
she said she missed her daughter and wanted to see her again.
Reynolds suffered a stroke while helping to plan her daughter's funeral.
She loved taking care of my sister more than anything.
While they were close now, Reynolds and Fisher's relationship wasn't always so warm. The highs and lows documented in Fisher's book and movie, Postcards from the Edge.
Am I too late for the family?
At one point, they were estranged as Fisher battled substance abuse and mental illness.
She didn't talk to me for probably 10 years. So that was the most difficult time of all.
Eventually mending their relationship, the two became closer than ever in their final years. They even lived next door to one another, as seen in the upcoming HBO documentary, Bright Lights.
Mommy, I'm home.
Todd Fisher tweeting this picture saying, "A beautiful love story to witness in my 58 years. I miss them both so much." Fisher is survived by her daughter, 24-year-old Billy, Reynolds by her son, Todd. Funeral arrangements for both are still being prepared. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And here on the Suncoast, friends of Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher are also mourning their deaths. Through the years, Mary Benzel, the executive director of the Van Wezel, booked Debbie Reynolds in numerous shows and got to know her quite well. She also knew Carrie Fisher, and Suncoast director, choreographer, and performer Dwayne Barrett performed with Reynolds back in 1994 on a cruise ship. She was very close to the cast. And coming up at 6.
She was bubbly. I will tell you this, she took her wig off, kicked her feet up on the table, and ordered the best bottle of champagne in the house.
Wanted to be one of us, just wanted to hang out and dance with us and go to like the Midnight Sun Lounge, and she would shake a tail feather with us.
Coming up at 6, what Debbie Reynolds had to say about the Eddie Fisher-Elizabeth Taylor scandal that ended her marriage and rocked the world. Still to come in your Suncoast News, one of the most popular resolutions, some tips on how to lose weight and reach your fitness goals in 2017. That's coming up in Health News.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second Spin Mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
New Year's Day is almost here, and if you're like most people, there's a good chance at least one of your New Year's resolutions includes a pledge to lose weight. Susan Hendricks has some tips for shedding pounds and keeping them off.
Trying to lose a few pounds? Not going so well? Weight loss experts will tell you it takes more than a quick resolution to watch the numbers on the scale go down.
The idea is to take it one step at a time. If you do a total makeover of everything you eat and how you move, it's really going to be difficult to sustain.
Once you decide to make the change, here are a few tips that can help. First off, track your weight at least once a week and keep a daily food journal.
Keep track of a couple things. One is what you eat and how much you eat. And from that, you can get calories or carbs or fat.
Watch for empty calories. Drinks are big culprits like alcohol and sodas.
You think about fruit punches, iced tea. All of those things have lots of calories, and the body doesn't process liquids like it does solids, so that's a very easy fix.
And exercise, but doctors warn you still have to watch where you eat. In order to lose 1 pound just by exercising, you have to burn 3,500 calories to lose a pound of fat. So you need to watch how many calories you eat every day.
Let's get the message straight. Physical activity is incredibly important. It's great for fitness, great for health, great for reducing the risk of diabetes. But doing more activity this week rather than last week won't increase the amount of weight that you lose.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Susan Hendricks.
Well, isn't that encouraging, John? We're just going to try our best, I guess.
Oh, well. I'll tell you what. Some of this colder air filtering southward might burn off a pound or two over the next 24 hours. At least that's the hope, right? Winds right now are coming in out of the southwest, and that is helping to pump up the moisture, the humidity, making it feel pretty sticky out there. 68-degree dew point value, so that's pretty high. I mean, it's not quite summer-like, but it's pretty high. And it may help support a shower or two as the frontal boundary sinks southward through our area. However, once those winds whip around out of the north, that dew point value is going to plummet like a rock, and that's going to allow our nighttime temperatures to really fall off for a while till we get the moisture back. And we will over the weekend, but for a day or so, we're going to have some chilly evenings. 75 degrees in Bradenton, Parrish the same, Mayaca City the same, Northport the same, Punta Gorda the same, Venice coming in at 73, 72, Longboat, and so is Inglewood. Temperature is fairly uniform because of the moisture in the air, because the winds have been pretty much out of the south, keeping that moisture high. But check out these dew point values across the state. And I'm going to keep referring to this map because it's so important to our forecast. Dew points in Pensacola, 27 degrees. That's desert-like. It really is. And Tallahassee coming in at 43, 62 in Jacksonville. The colder, drier air not reaching there yet. I think we'll probably see dew points here that'll be in the lower 50s, upper 40s, and frankly, that's going to feel pretty good. That's a nice dew point value, but the thing is, the winds are going to be pretty strong out of the northwest, and that might put a little bit of the edge in the air for some folks. Not a big rain chance around here through the evening hours, but the frontal boundary sinking southward will probably trigger a chance of rain after midnight around here at about 20% or so. Not looking at anything severe. We're not going to get any kind of a thunderstorm activity even. That was reserved for North Florida earlier on, but I think even that is lessened to the point where we won't see anything like thunderstorm activity for the rest of the evening. A lot of snow showers in the northeast. The big warnings up there for the possibility of some pretty good accumulations, perhaps over 2-foot accumulations coming in the mountains of Maine and New Hampshire, inland New Hampshire. Frontal boundary sinking southward, producing a lot of rain showers across the area, especially out in Atlantic waters. As that front moves through, the cold air filters in, and we see an abrupt change in our temperatures, becoming colder quickly and windy as well, leading to a series of advisories for our area. Small craft advisories, high surf advisories, rip current advisories, or statements. So watch for that. The surf tomorrow, probably 3 to 5 feet high. So it might be nice to take a walk in the evening after those winds kind of die down in the afternoon and enjoy those higher surfs, that higher surf. The surf will take a little while to come down. After the winds have subsided, the surf will still be a little bit high. So it might be a very pleasant stroll along the beach tomorrow evening and enjoy that. Then, after that front moves through, watch the direction of the clouds in this forecast model, coming in out of the north, coming in out of the north, and then over the weekend, we'll start to see them coming in out of the east and even out of the southeast, and that'll spell a pretty fast warm-up for us as those winds switch back around. So northwest at about 20 knots, increasing after midnight to 20 to 25, staying there tomorrow. Small craft advisories in effect, lousy boating day tomorrow. And then as we head into the weekend, the warm-up takes us back into the 70s. I think for the ball drop on, or the pineapple drop on Saturday night, it'll certainly be much improved weather, probably near the 58, 60 degree mark. Pretty nice. And then we warm next week. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. An accident on I-75 in the northbound lanes at the Fruitville Road exit has just about cleared. It is still backing up traffic. Troubled airbag maker Takata could be close to a criminal settlement. The Wall Street Journal reports Takata could agree to pay anywhere from hundreds of millions of dollars to about $1 billion. Takata has been negotiating with U.S. prosecutors over its handling of exploding airbags, which have been linked to 11 deaths and 184 injuries in the U.S. The report says the Japanese manufacturer could plead guilty to criminal misconduct. The Takata recall is the largest automotive safety recall in U.S. history, affecting 42 million vehicles. Pesky calls from sales reps and marketers tops the list of complaints in Florida in 2016. According to the Florida Department of Agriculture, more than 17,000 people complained about violations to the state's Do Not Call list. The other topics on this list: complaints related to fuel, communications, landlord-tenant disputes, car repairs, cable. Yep, been there, done that. Medical car sales, and travel complaints. If you would like to file a complaint or learn how to protect yourself from fraud, you can call the department's Consumer Protection and Information Hotline. Or start the new year, maybe try to make a resolution to not complain as much. I know it's so hard to do, isn't it? Entertainment news is next.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here, because
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm going to show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch The Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
At ABC7, it's all about being here for you. ABC7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community with a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
Tony Award-winning character actor George Irving has passed away. He was 94 years old. Irving is best known for voicing the Heat Miser in the 1974 Christmas stop-motion animated television special, The Year Without a Santa Claus. Irving's most notable screen roles include sitcoms like The Patty Duke Show and All in the Family. Originally a Broadway star and a Tony Award winner, Irving is survived by his children and grandchildren. Reality star Rob Kardashian is in the hospital. He was admitted last night, but it's unclear why. Kardashian's fiancé, Blac Chyna, and his mother, Kris Jenner, and her boyfriend were spotted arriving at the hospital. The 29-year-old has been vocal about his battle with type 2 diabetes and previous hospitalization for that disease. Singer Pink took to Instagram to announce the birth of her second child with husband Carey Hart. She shared photos of the bundle of joy and revealed his name and birth date, Jameson Moon Hart, on December 26th, and he is cute. The first child, Willow Sage Hart, is 5 years old. That is a small clip of the LSU Marching Band participating in the annual Florida Citrus Parade in downtown Orlando today. Bands from across the country march in the parade each year, along with more than 50 floats. The LSU Tigers will take on the Louisville Cardinals on New Year's Eve in the Buffalo Wild Wings Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Kickoff is at 11. We'll be right back.
Our community has its struggles.
The fact is, people have less than they did just a few years ago, and sadly, the need becomes more profound every day. Season of Sharing provides funds to help individuals and families in need, ensuring they will not end up homeless and without a roof over their heads. Together, providing a helping hand and making a difference. Season of Sharing. Give today at cfsarasota.org.